Hello, Peter.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, thank you for being here with us today. It's a real pleasure to welcome IKEA, a multinational retailer that designs, produces, and sells ready-to-assemble home furnishing solutions. So you are head of innovations for supply chain, holding together many topics across legal units and departments, packaging, industrial robotics, transportation, handling, storing, last mile. That's a lot. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Laura. Yes, the Development and Innovation Networks, DINs, is a collaborative approach in which competencies and capabilities from across IKEA and beyond come together to think out of the box for logistics and fulfillment solutions. We innovate the IKEA supply chains together. My name is Peter Arch, and I'm leading our networks. Our IKEA vision to create a better everyday life for the many people influences everything we do. The products we develop, the ideas we share, the materials we use, yes, every little thing. That's why our vision is so powerful and so delicate at the same time. In the IKEA direction, 3 roads forward, we state that we need to become more affordable to the many, more accessible to everyone, and a sustainable company. And IKEA I trust. Without further development and innovation of our logistics solutions, it will be difficult to fulfill those goals. IKEA supply chain development is assigned to create the preconditions for a competitive supply chain, gathering the end-to-end development agenda under one umbrella. In IKEA, innovation is part of our DNA since beginning. It is rooted in our values. On the picture, you see one of the greatest innovations in its time. It was the creation of the very first flat pack, which revolutionized furniture sales business. It was a true disruption to furniture logistics, leading to lower cost, better quality, lower environmental impact, and more. In the IKEA world, innovation is the outcome of the process of creating value, either for the customer, company, or a planet. And it's a new to market, new to the world, or new to IKEA, or at least part of IKEA. We decided to strengthen our innovation agenda by setting our wished position. We are a natural hub for good ideas. We are fully inclusive. We invite any IKEA coworker to share and work on ideas and solutions. We explore, engage, test, create concepts, and learn. We follow our established process for innovations, where we always engage with potential receiver. And if we fail, we always learn from it. We fail fast and make quick wins. The faster we deploy innovations, the earlier we capture the value, and the bigger the competitive advantages. We work in an agile way. We have a broad portfolio of potentials. We are always looking for new ways to create stack of innovations. We enable deployment with impact. The true value of innovation is created in deployment. Therefore, we are committed to deliver all enabling elements for successful deployment. And frictionless innovation is enabled by the set of the common services which we created in a network, like governance, funding, management of the portfolio, communication, and of course metrics. And the last important element of the network are our communities, which are created on demand around specific topics and assignments, both internal and external.
Well, I see you have a real global vision of the challenges supply chain faces today. Earlier this morning, during a roundtable, we spoke about sustainability within the supply chain. I read that towards the end of last year, IKEA has been constantly working on environmental initiatives. Maybe you can tell us a bit more about this, on how you've been working towards a greener supply chain.
Yes, thank you. At IKEA, we are committed to have a positive impact on people and planet, and we are optimistic about our future. Our ambition is to make healthy and sustainable living within the limits of the planet a desirable choice that is affordable, attractive, and accessible, as it was stated in our 3 roads also. Through our size and setup, we can have a huge positive impact. And some of the innovations you see on the picture on the left-hand side, example of our decision to phase out plastic from packaging material. On the left-hand side is the current packaging of our shelves in a thin plastic foil. On the right-hand side, solution which we developed with our partners for the paper wrap of that, with even better protection of the shelves. We see also e-commerce shares increasing, and that is requiring to revisit the packaging also end-to-end. On the left-hand side on the picture, you see the packaging of one of our glass lamps, which has an opening for showing in the stores. This opening needed to be closed for the home delivery. On the right-hand side, you have a new packaging with a very good communication to the customer and made for all the channels. Let us mention another fast-developing area in sustainability, which is the transportation. We decided to decarbonize our transportation. For heavy-duty transport, we explore possibility of alternative fuels, even produced from waste. And you might have noticed our successful test of the biodiesel for the ocean transport. We start with testing many alternative ways, capturing, learning from them, so we are able to scale up also. And one thing to mention, sustainability for us is not only for the planet, but it's also for the people on the planet and our coworkers. Logistic flows are being more and more automatized. We are looking into how can we still support our coworkers, for instance, in the picking operations to lift heavy products. For that, we are testing exoskeletons, both active with battery and active lifting support and passive with springs and counterforce, with promising results. Last area is augmented reality. And you might ask a question, how can augmented reality improve working conditions? We are exploring use case for forklift operations where we can support drivers with better visibility and navigation at placing pallets at the high level in the racking. A real improvement with additional benefits like less handling damage, higher efficiency, etc.
Well, it's great to see that you're working on these topics, which have certainly become a priority within any organization today. I wanted to ask you about robotics, automation, in artificial intelligence. These are definitely hot topics today within logistics. Could you tell us more about these innovations?
Yes, indeed. And staying true to our vision, we are continuously working with our efficiencies end to end. Here we have a long list of solutions being explored. Let me highlight a few of them. We already use robots widely at our production sites in manufacturing, but there are still areas where automation is more challenging. For example, in packaging of furniture, where many various components need to be placed into the box together with the filling material, instruction, and so on. We are partnering with technology leaders and explore vision systems guided by artificial intelligence to achieve flexibility and accuracy. This requires extensive machine learning process to teach digital intelligence, recognize our products in different lighting conditions, angles, and so on, which brings us to another area, which is a modularization and standardization, where we believe we can make a difference. It makes a lot of sense to invest once, standardize a solution, and then reuse it and deploy with many different use cases along the value chain. Coming from our wish position, we apply standardization and modularization also to learning from each case. So next time we reuse what we know and do it differently and hopefully better also.
Well,
another area is an area of a lot of internal handlings where we are exploring automatic guided vehicles with our 40 million cubic meters of the products per year. This is quite a flow. Automatic guided vehicles are being used already in transportation from one point to another point. You also might know that we decided some years ago to change wooden pallets into the paper pallets, which has happened across our flows. But automatized handling of these paper pallets is a challenge because they have size which is adjusted to the product, which means that we needed to adjust and develop the automatic guided vehicles with this flexibility and capability. And talking about the AGVs, we also explore use cases in manufacturing environment, which is less conform compared to the warehouse with straight aisles and clear flows. We look also into automation of vertical movements together with our partners and many more.
Okay, well, I definitely see a high focus on efficiency and technical innovations. How do you work together with customer experience?
Yes, that's another important area. Thank you, Laura. And before I state this, I need to say that our franchisees do a lot of themselves. They do have full mandate on each market to decide what and how they create a greater customer experience. And talking about the availability, one example is the drones. We finalized exploration and development to use them for taking inventory in warehouses and stores. By this, we significantly improve inventory accuracy, provide better data into our planning system back, which leads to better availability and better customer experience. Additionally, we improve also working conditions for our coworkers, releasing them from time-consuming and not always easy and safe work. Applying agile principles, drones used for taking inventory could be seen as a minimum viable product, prove the concept. And our plan is to extend the functionality with machine learning, where the pictures taken once could be used for additional purposes like compliance and safety check. By this approach, we apply speed to deploy, but at the same time can leverage on the business case. And another area to mention is our reconfiguration of the stores and the warehouses converting to omnichannel. It means how can we best use existing infrastructure? We see that offline sales declining while online sales are increasing. In such an environment, it's best to convert these capabilities. So we are also looking how can we reapply industrial robotics, for instance, into the picking automatization of this era. It is an exciting era with a lot of promises, but quite some challenges also. At innovation, failure sometimes happens. It is actually very important that they happen because they are an important source of learning, and we are embracing failures. It is better to fail fast than to keep alive a project which no one believes in, which is just draining resources, energy, and motivation. Here, we would like to share one example of such a case. It is a great idea of sustainable box, which would support customer shopping in city stores to bring their shopping home. This box was therefore equipped with handle and wheels, all made from cardboard. Unfortunately, this iteration didn't work, as construction was too sensitive to weather, as well did not last long enough distance. Still great case, as I mentioned, because it provided a lot of valuable data and learnings.
I'm sure it did. That's really interesting. I believe you also have an innovation lab. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, absolutely. Our part of decision to accelerate innovations is also to enable elements and possibility to quickly build, prototype, test, and move forward. To support this, we established the Innovation Lab with rapid prototyping capabilities. It is located in IKEA in Älmhult, very close to other core development functions like range development. The lab is equipped with full mechanical and electrical workshop for prototyping. We have a creative room for physical and virtual workshops, and also virtual reality room to provide learning and inspirational environment.
That's great. And we just have a little bit of time left, but I was wondering if what key learnings would you provide to our audience today who are maybe looking to take a step forward with regards to innovation initiatives? What advice would you give them to, ensure smooth operations in this sense?
Yes, indeed. Coming back to our vision, our decisions are based on the reality in the people homes and in our operations also. And does not exist a single simple recipe for that. What we have seen and what we are trying to accomplish, we see innovations as everyday task for every organization, every single coworker. It is not a status or a privilege of a few. So our task is to create precondition. It can happen. We are on the way to democratize innovations, involve as many of our coworkers as possible by enabling them to share and work on problems and ideas across boundaries. By sharing portfolio and ideas to all coworkers, we create a stack of innovations where we inspire and trigger new ideas on top of existing. We also lowered entry threshold for new problems and ideas, so anyone can submit idea or problem with just 3 attributes, describing it, putting a background, and business ambitions. We also started to measure performance of the innovation with a couple of indicators like time to market, return on innovation, and also learning from initiatives. We are building ecosystem with our partners, reaching out to new partners in segments like technology, startup companies, and we are open to co-creation with anyone who shares our visions and our values. And with that said, I would like to thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Peter. It was certainly a real pleasure speaking with you today and being able to have a behind-the-scenes tour of the supply chain innovations at IKEA. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.